You gotta check this retard out, this perp right here. I'm leaving Kinko's, 24 hours. He zooms up there, puts this, like, so look at him. Oh, there he goes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's gonna stop again. Oh, there he goes. Oh, perpy perp, gonna move. Oh, good job. Good job. I seen you, don't worry. Look, now he's right there. Look at this guy. This guy don't know what to, now he's gonna sit right there. It's like 3 in the morning right now. The kink goes with this purpose, just doing circles around. He must be new. This guy must be new. So he just came into the completely empty Kinko's parking lot, did a circle around me, kept stopping every 5 seconds, revving his engine, looking at me, and doing that perp hand-to-face thing or whatever they do, and then he just leaves quietly. That's called abnormal vehicular behavior. That's called being done constantly to a targeted individual, where they are constantly bombarded with that type of behavior to let them know that you have a bunch of F-tard, absolute defunct of personality, defunct of humanity type people harassing you constantly. That retard just came in here. I'm in an all-night Kinko's right now, at 24 hours Kinko's, doing some office work and printing, because my printer mysteriously went down, and I needed to print about 100 pages before tomorrow's beginning of the day tomorrow. And I'm the only one in Kinko's enjoying myself. And then, of course, you know, those awkward personality perps start coming in little by little. If you stay in too long, you know, somewhere, they're going to start flowing in, coming in, going like, hey, I got a question. Where can I get a pizza at this town? You know, and then another perp will come in, hey, do you know a good place that sells socks? It's 3 in the morning. I'm at a Kinko's office place, you know. Just weird, dumb questions that let you know, hey, these are perps coming in being stupid and retarded. And then after I'm done, I get out, nice peaceful evening, walk out to my car, and of course, a retard will come, you know, one of their fucktards will come flying in, misbehaving, and they'll get your attention somehow, some way. By revving their engine, or beeping their little clown horns, beep, beep, or whatever these retards do. You know, these are the fucktards of our society. Whatever these little fucktards do. And they'll get your attention like that perp just did. He pulled into Kinko's, pulled up right, like, on the side of my car. So I let it be, and then he kept driving like 5 feet. He would go like 5 feet, and then he would, after 5 feet, he would stop and rev his engine and look at me. So I looked over at him and I said, okay, perp, I see you. All right, I'm recognizing you. Don't worry, I see you there. You did your job. But, you know, he continued to do it. And 5 more feet, then a dramatic stop, and then look over at me. Glare, evil eye thing. And then he continued to do this until I finally got out my camera and I just kind of caught the tail end of what he was doing. Just to let you guys know what these people do. Okay? Now anyways, now I'm pulling on into a street right now that should be completely empty. It's 3 in the morning on a Wednesday, I think. And there should be nobody, but there'll be some perp mayhem. Like, look over here in this nice, big, empty parking lot you see over here, right? Oh, here comes a perp. He's sitting at the door, and there he comes. He's flying up to where I'm at. Look, 3 in the morning, and this perp flies up to meet me right at the entrance, right? So that guy was sitting in front of an empty... Listen to what this asshole does. He's sitting in front of an empty Starbucks just so this fucktard can fly up to an entry point. So when I pass that fucking entry point, this retard has done his job and made me witness the fact that these people are there and doing what they're doing to me. and they're always, there. So that's another example. Not here, I'm on the freeway. There's absolutely nobody on the freeway right now, and there shouldn't be at 3 in the morning on a Wednesday in a shithole Ohio City. But that perp right there was just sitting in an empty, huge complex that's been closed for 5-6 hours. Nothing's open. He's just been sitting there, and waiting. This retard's life is just horrendous. He's been sitting there waiting for me to leave Kinko's. So this fucktard of society, this absolute devoid of any reality of what's right and wrong and what a democracy and a country that is founded on freedom stands for, and he sits in front of Starbucks with his lights on, waits for me, and as soon as I am in eye shot of him, he flies to an entry point so I can see him driving sporadically and erratically, chaos driving, so I can see it and say, hey, look, it's another perp. Who gives a shit, man? Really don't give a shit. This is what all that funding is going for. These microwave frequencies, energy weapons, optics, research, cell death, protein, deterioration, all these research programs that you guys are doing right now are all about the destruction and death of a human being and a person, and how long it takes to do it, and you're just data logging everything. You're data logging your destruction of a human body and how long it takes to do so, and the methods that can get you there quickest. What the F is this ever going to do in society or have any positive impact? And you are stealing so much money from the American people's hard-earned income taxes, and you're stealing that money to give to these contractors and the Navy and the Air Force, Lockheed Martin, and all those other small little microwave frequency tech companies to do this useless research on things that will never benefit humanity or society. All about the destruction and how to destroy a human being. You're taking people's lives at will. You're snatching them up and using them in this 5-point program. These 5 points of research. Microwave frequencies, optics, the degeneration of your vision and your optics, and I'm not going to go into exactly what that is right now because the wording eludes me at this time of what the exact research is. But it has to do with vision, cell death, protein, microwave frequencies, directed energy weapons, and stress. And these are researching nothing positive. If you were doing PTSD research with this to see, even that might give a small benefit someday down the line to somebody, but that's not what you're doing. You're not including PTSD in your research. Your overt, ridiculous surveillance of somebody is not surveillance. I'm not under surveillance. Nobody's watching me or what I'm doing. They don't give a shit about me or what I'm doing. I'm not under surveillance. Okay? I'm being stressed out purposely by the people that are associated with the National Institute of Health, the Army, the mainly the Navy and Air Force, and the Air Force's contracts. The Air Force admits this research, and even in their white paper says, hey, we don't want to be directly related to this research because of the nature of what we're doing. They're second-handedly being involved, but first-handedly instigating the research, taking the money, splitting it with the effing Navy to regulate and to build up the war machine of new tech weapons of frequencies, radio waves, and the destruction they cause to the human body in a mass bombarded fashion. You're bombarding people with the Air Force's is especially disturbing. They're using nanoparticulates and all types of bacterians and toxins. They're mixing that with these weird laser frequencies, and they're fine-tuning the destruction of a human being with this. They're doing it all over the country. And their white papers say we need to do more. You know, the damn Air Force uses acquisition, and they'll take their contractor groups of oh my God, it's so deep and disgusting. They're taking these contractors that they're using, the Defense Department and these approved contractors, private investigator companies, software design, microwave technology research companies, signals research, network signals intelligence is insanely involved in this. And they're taking them, paying them absurd amounts of money to regulate an army of citizens of multicultural backgrounds, natures, through as little pay possible and as mass amounts as possible. They're like change.org, and they're coming and they're getting these people, and they're lying to them about the people that are in this research unwillingly, like myself. And they're lying to these people and completely destroying a person's enveloped personality that they took their whole life to create. They're lying. And they're saying, oh, this person is a dog fucker or something, you know? Or this, you know, if it's like a person who loves pets. They're like, this person bangs dogs. What? Yeah, you better keep an eye on them. Here's what you got to do. I'm going to pair you with a couple of our guys. You're going to work in a team. You are going to be notified when this person comes and goes, all of their comings and goings. We will send you updates of what this person's doing at all times. You are able to also be notified when we need you to go to a location and basically let this person know that you're there and you got your eye on them and you're not going to let them ever touch another dog. Or if it's somebody who, I don't know, loves eggs. This person, yeah, they like to take eggs and throw them off buildings. What? No, they don't. Yes, they do. They're an egg thrower. And we need to keep a hearty eye on this egg thrower. He's going to be throwing eggs unless we watch him, we harass him and let him know. And they're doing this with the dumbed down public, so imagine how easy it is to grab some retard out of the VFW or some FOP goober and say, hey, help us out. They have trained specialists that are doing this. I'm talking super psychologists trained. They even in their papers, they even use the good. They make sure that the person is attractive when approaching a group for monitoring of a target. The person's got to be attractive because their message will be more easily accepted by the group of people. And they'll grab these little two-man groups of harassment protocol. Like, okay, for example, let me show you. Every time, it's 3 in the morning. They use two-man groups, like really close together, that will follow and harass. I'm not even going to show you that. Who cares? You can't prove nothing by showing how many people are following you. You just can't. I can say till I'm blue in the face, you know what? I'm being followed by a bunch of goobers who look like librarians. Who look like old librarians, or my aunt, my grandmother. Some of these people, they look like rejects from a science fair. You know, I'm being followed by a bunch of retards that look like they just got done at the new iPhone conference, and I don't know why. So you're telling me that a large group of nerds is following you around everywhere you go? Yeah, pretty much a very large group of nerds. Well, that's real interesting. So you got a bunch of nerds following you everywhere. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, most of them look like nerds, you know. Well, do these nerds like, what else do these nerds? You know what I mean? So it's real hard to tell people that you're being followed, but you know it. You know, when you get in this program, you know it. They let you know it. They make sure you know it. Okay, they drive in these little two-man surveillance things, and it's not. I mean, I don't mean surveillance. I mean harassment squads, and they drive right on each other's ass, and they'll drive the same speed. Like tonight, for example, when there should be nobody on the road, there'll be these little two-man harassment squads almost everywhere. Like, I'll see one, and then I won't see one car alone, or 3 cars, or 5 cars. I'll see 2 cars right on each other's ass. Oh, for example, hey, perfect timing. Here's one right in front of me right now. They'll be right on each other's ass. They'll be going the same damn speed and floating. Like right now I'm going the speed limit, right? Well, here's this little two-man group, this little douche squad right here that I call. See, they're right, this guy's right on the other dude's ass. Well, he's backing down now a little, but there's that one and that one, okay? And that's, you'll see these douchebags everywhere in little two-man groups when there's nobody else on the freeway because it's 3 in the morning. You know, so, but you'll see little groups of 2 everywhere you go, floating, going like 10, 15 under the speed limit until you pass them, and then get right behind you and bright you, and that's what they do. It doesn't really bother me at all anymore, the harassment factor of it. What bothers me is being sprayed with these nanoparticulates and these like terrible, toxic smelling things that are being pumped into my home, and then I get all these burning pains everywhere. Like, I feel like somebody just stuck 50 little sewing needles in boiling water, and they just started poking me with them. That's what it feels like. I'm a healthy dude, man. I mean, I when this started in 2010, I had my dream condo on a golf course. I had my office 2 miles away. My garage with all my vehicles down the hill from my office. Everything was within like a 5-mile radius of what I needed. I had finally got the condo that I always had wanted. I wanted a condo on a golf course with a membership, and you know, basically a balcony where I could open it up and I could just look out and see a golf course. It's what I always wanted. I worked my ass off. I built my business up. I was the 2nd largest provider in my city. I was the 2nd largest company in my city. Very well known and respected business. And then they took it all away through sabotage, harassment, lies, deceit, more sabotage, destruction of relationships, business relationships, destruction of my property, ruining my reputation, more sabotage, financially stealing money from me, literally stealing money off my cards, off my credit cards, through merchant accounts that would disappear after taking $200 off my credit card. I know they don't ever do that anymore, and they never do that kind of stuff. They never do that. And that's what I've been told. But they did to me in the beginning. Here, this dude's freaking out. They did to me in the beginning.